Happy Mother's Day. Oh, man, y'all sound like y'all sleep.
Same to you.
God bless you. I'm over here trying to make this stuff do what it's supposed to do. It just decides sometimes when it goes to Facebook that it wants to cut up a little bit. Even though we've given it instruction, it makes a determination that it wants to do what it wants. How's everybody feeling this morning?
Feeling well.
Oh, come on now. What's your
favor?
Y'all been all over the place doing whatever you're doing, and God has continued to keep you and watch over you and care for you.
Yes,
you ought to be excited to be in the house.
Amen. Amen.
We ought to want to be here.
I want to be.
God has been on our side. He has continued to care for us and to watch over us and to protect us.
Yes, sir.
He stood by you and he has cared for you. You know, if I was in a room by myself, I'd still worship him.
I would too.
He talked about this in Sunday school, that you ought to have that on your lips. You ought to have a thanksgiving in your heart.
Amen.
For what God is doing for you. Amen.
Amen.
I don't know anybody that can be better to you than God has been. I don't. Now, if you got somebody, please let me know.
He's not there.
But I know, that's right, he's not there yet.
Yes, sir.
I know what God has done for me and how he's cared for me and how he's watched over me. And I'm just so absolutely thankful for his kindness, his grace, and his mercy. God continues to do and give us his best. Amen.
Amen.
If it were not for the Lord on my side, where would I be? Where would I be? I would be lost. I would be without his assistance. Amen.
Amen.
I need him to watch over me and care for me, do all the good stuff that he has done already. When I look back over my life, when I think about what God has done, and I think about the things he has delivered me from, which I often do, you know, one of the things that comes to mind is that I'm not worthy.
You're right.
Hello.
Amen.
I really started to think about it. And the point of true conversion is when you realize you don't deserve what God is doing.
You are right.
That's when you truly have been converted, when you realize that everything that you get is a privilege.
Amen.
That when they nailed him up there, they nailed him up there for your mess.
Amen.
My mess.
Amen.
Stuff that you couldn't fix. Things that it was a debt you could not pay. And often we forget that when I had a guy in the store this morning as I was going to get the drinks. I didn't pick him up last night for y'all. And I went in the store and he had a bad attitude. And he was putting the drinks out. And I said, sir, I don't want to get in your way. And he said, ain't no problem. I'm just here. And I said, wow, man. So I began to pray in my mind for myself. Because I had to catch myself and realize my son is watching. Then I had to think further that God is watching.
Amen. Number one.
And then I had to ask God, what would you have me to do? He said, I would have you pray for him.
Amen.
And so I stopped, and while I was maneuvering, figuring out what was on sale and wasn't, I began to pray for him. And I asked the Lord to help him and show him. I might not be able to approach him.
Right.
But God can.
Amen.
And so I told him, have a good day, and he never responded. And it's okay. When I walked off, I started to think about all the times God had been kind to me and I didn't deserve it.
Yeah, Lord.
I thought about all the times he forgave me and I did not deserve it. I think about all the times I was nasty to him and he didn't deserve it. All the stuff that I know I'm talking to the church.
Right.
All the things that he delivered me from that I did not deserve. And I realized that it was grace that covered me. Hello?
Amen.
That it was grace that was watching over.